Hi Virgo, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Virgo, this is your general reading starting today on the 21st of May. And I've incorporated the frequency into the number. That was me who did that. Was not me. I've incorporated the frequency of the number into the reading. I can do that. I also built the universe, one might say. Okay, so back to the thread of your reading. Virgo, the frequency of today's date is conversation, communication, and relationships. And we also have strong new beginnings. And then we add number 2 and number 1. That equals number 3. I'm sorry. Equals number 3, which is passion, joy, fun, creativity, yummy stuff. So I've asked for the most inspirational. I need to just gather myself a bit. I've asked for the most inspirational, uplifting message that I can find for you at this moment in time. And it's for the very near future. And we'll see specifically what's going on for you, Virgo. It's messages from source, I'd call it. And I'm using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. But it's not a typical tarot reading. I don't know tarot. I'm only using the images in the cards to get my intuition going. No. I do apologize that your reading is a bit late. It might not be late due to what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to figure out how to make these recordings and still be able to do them due to things happening in my personal life. So I'm trying out different scenarios right now. So it says something in the description box that I understand it doesn't really match right now. So I do apologize for that. Virgo. Wow, 2 number 5 on the table. Ooh. Cool. A lot of things going on here. So 2 number 5 that just popped out at the same time. Wisdom and financial material changes. Awesome. So we're starting with this first card, and I do apologize. The program reverses the images of the cards, and I'm keeping it in for now for various reasons. We have a number 5 there, and for me, number 5 is all about change and life path, and sometimes change of life path, which really is change of direction rather than change of life path, because you really can't be off your life path. It's your life. So, excuse me. This is something about, it's a wisdom card, and there's something about you gathering information. You're collecting information. You're getting to understand something further. Like, if this is like getting a new education, if this is getting into a new relationship, if this is getting into a new job, whatever the situation is for you, I just feel like you're gathering more. There's more understanding, there's more knowing, and it makes you like you want this information. You're looking into something. It can be very 3D like looking into how something really works on a very physical plane. It can also be a very spiritual path, like you're gathering more information. Maybe you haven't meditated before in your life and you want to get into meditation and you're finding out more about it, or you're opening up very much spiritually, understanding your psychic abilities, your mediumship. it can be so many various different things because it's a general reading and it's very broad. So take whatever resonates with you. I just feel like the feeling of getting more information is here and building something around it, understanding it, maybe even understanding the law of attraction, understanding how you manifest things into your life, something like that. And it's your life path to do so. So I feel like you could be some sort of teacher, some sort of leader that is wanting to get this knowledge out to other people. And it's like you've scratched the surface of this area and you want to dig deeper into it because it feels like you're naturally... It's so interesting because it feels like you're the only one who doesn't get that you're already doing it, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't make any sense because if you knew you were doing it, you would have known you were doing it. Doing what? That you're... For instance, I have a very significant person in my life. Very, very lovely, lovely person. And this person is so freaking super intuitive. Like beyond super intuitive. And this person doesn't really get that or doesn't really understand the depths of that, I would say. Like just so naturally being such a teacher and such an intuitive empath that it just comes so naturally that it doesn't even feel like a skill or a gift or something that you do. It just comes so naturally that you don't even think about it. And if you don't think about it and it just comes so naturally, why dig deeper about it or why, you know? So it's something around those lines. There's something around you're probably being such a natural at this that, but then when you're trying to describe it to other people, if other people are looking at you saying, what is it that you're doing? Like, how can you manifest so many things in your life? Or how can you have that? It can be from manifesting material stuff to manifesting joy in your life, or I don't want to like get hung up just on the material stuff, but as much, if not even more, in your emotional body. Like how is it that you, and it's like you're, I don't know, and you're trying to explain it and you're trying to sort of pass it on to other people. And I think there's something around those lines that you're trying now to dig deeper into it and understand it more and understand, because there's a willingness there for you to teach it to other people. I feel like you're a true teacher or leader or something like that. And it has almost become, if it was like not familiar to you 2 months ago, it's like now all of a sudden it's just your life path. It's like it's what you do now. It has shifted completely. It's funny how I did this. If you see the next card, I'd say, what is it that you're doing, Virgo? I'd say that you're onto something. There's a. It's a really, I love this stuff. I love this stuff so much. It's the magician type of, like there's magic. It's not magic. I shouldn't keep saying that it's magic because it's not. It's just the most natural thing that we have. You think about something and you attract it into your life, period. There's no magic around it, but because it's so rare and because it's such fair few people doing it, it feels like miracles and it feels like magic because everybody's just sort of living randomly and on occasion they're attracting things and they didn't even understand how it came about. Just, oh my God, I got this today. Yeah, you could get that every other hour though, but who's counting? Sorry, I'm sounding a bit, but it's just, I think you're really trying to understand this whole. I think you're trying to understand your life. I think you're trying to understand how, like, almost breaking it apart. Like, seems like a typical guy thing. I never in a million years have dismantled. Is that what you say? Disorganized tape recorder. A bit telling my age. Tape recorder or like a. Maybe not motorcycle. What would you say? Moped? Moped. Do you say that? Those little bikes. Bike, for instance, it seems like a guy thing. I'm probably going to offend somebody because there's always that one girl who has... I feel a bit dryg today, don't I? Which is not arrogant. I feel a bit like, I don't mean to. Just get on with it. Jesus. It's a feeling of, I want to dismantle. I don't know if I'm using that word incorrectly. I want to put apart this tape recorder and understand how it works so that I can put it back together and understand that this is how it works. It's like you're doing this with your life. You're doing this with this magician-like feeling, wanting to sort of pick apart how is it that this is coming about? How is it that I'm like the things that you're planning for, the things that you're looking forward to, and you're starting to see manifestation excuse me, around it, and it's like you're really starting to wonder. I'm not saying that you're oblivious to law of attraction or that you don't understand, you're probably, if you're drawn to this channel, you know all of that, but I'm saying that there's a deeper wanting now, and it says financial and material changes. It's like you on purpose. You don't want to by accident manifest another whatever that is, money or relationship or feelings or whatever you want to manifest. It's like you want to do it on purpose now. It's the second number 5, so it's a big change in your life path. It's a double 5 here. It's like you're completely. It doesn't mean that you necessarily shift your job or your relationships or your anything 3D wise, like physically wise. It might look exactly the same. It's just that you're reaching for a deeper understanding into like the quantum physics and metaphysics, and like it's like, yeah, you're just diving deeper into it and really try to understand and figure out each area in your life. This is representative of each area in your life, like the way you speak and talk, being your authentic version, the spiritual self, something about the romantic type of relationship, building a new foundation. We have a stronger foundation here with the number 5, where the number 5 is shown with the red. The red is all about the foundation, like building something new from the ground up with a new understanding. And if it's not that spiritual, if it's not that, like, I was going to say out there, but it's rather in here. If it's not that abstract or subtle, or, it could be just more very physical, that you're trying to understand. You're starting a new business and you really are wanting to understand how to build this gorgeous business from the ground up. You're starting this new relationship and you really want to get it right this time. It's like you're setting a new tone, you're setting a new foundation to build it from the ground up. We're also dealing with health, and so if it's something around your health, is like getting to the bottom of your physical body, or if there's mental issues or whatever that is, you're really wanting to dig deeper into it. I find it fascinating, and that will change your financial and material life. And when we say material, and I said it myself, we think of a car, a house, money, even relationships. We sometimes don't say material around, and we think it's. I know what we mean when we say it's a bit superficial to think about the material, but we're walking materia ourselves. We're manifested from energy ourselves, right? And so we come from this 0 point where we manifested into this materia, and then we continue to manifest through our vantage point, through our perspective. Do a little reading about it, if you will, if you don't trust me. Then we have number 18, shadow. I need to shake this energy. I believe that there's somebody out there who's, this is what I do when I don't want to take accountability for my own. But if it's something that I'm really good at, I understand when something is, I want to rephrase that. If there's something that I'm really good at, when it's not up close and personal, when there's acquaintances, when there's friends, when there's like people around me that is a bit further away from me, that doesn't have like, when it comes to your children or that person that stands like the closest to you, there's a reason why I say this, why I feel inspired to tell you this. So this is probably going on for some of you guys, is I seem to get everything pretty darn right when it comes to when it's not that close, or doesn't mean all that much, if that makes sense, without sounding like a complete douchebag. I usually get it right when I feel like if this is mine or if this is yours. And I think there's a practice within that for you as well, that you're starting to understand if you've had an off morning, or you had all of a sudden you get irritated and you're like, I don't know where this comes from. If you have that question, just that question in itself means it's not yours. You've taken on somebody else's frustration, somebody else's irritation, somebody else's a bit lower energy. And you can do that just by thinking about them, or just allowing them into your space. When somebody is thinking about you, they really can have an influence over you. The way you do that is not, I shouldn't get into this because that's like a whole other subject. So I should just leave that. So what we want to say here is that Virgo, you're doing so many different things. I was reaching for, there's some of you or a few of you out there that feels a bit annoyed with other people. You're a bit annoyed that they're not, the search that you're on, the depth of your research, the findings about who you are, who we are as a collective, as a human species, it has triggered even more, I want to say, in you, some of the frustration that so many people are still so ignorant and so asleep. I'm not saying all Virgos. I'm just saying I pick up this energy today. What I feel almost like a bit annoyed. Like, catch on, will you? And it will be a better world if you just open your eyes a bit. Maybe use your brain a bit. Like I feel, and I'm not gonna lie, at times I feel that too. Today though, I thought it was me. It isn't. Because I come in from a completely different energy today. So there's somebody of you out there, just know for a fact that they play as equal important part in this bigger scheme than if all of us was awakened at the same time. If all of us was, it just, how do you know that you're a woman? If you're a woman, how do you know if you're a woman? How do you know that you're a woman? If we didn't have men on the planet, how do we know that we're how do we know that we're people if there wasn't dogs? You know, that's, yeah. So it feels like I'm all over the place with this. There's something about stepping out of what I think, Virgo, you stop to diminish yourself. You stop to play it safe and play by the rules and lower your energy to fit into other people's stories and to not be. I understand that you, and trust me, I can relate. I understand that it becomes a very lonely path. And if you don't like to be lonely, that is a sucky place to be. Me on the other hand, I sort of kind of like it to be there. But if you feel like speaking your truth and being such a leader and being so ahead, you probably have felt a lot of times, and maybe other people even have told you, that you're so ahead of your time. It's almost like you're born in a different, like in the wrong time. You're not. You're just a leader. And sometimes it feels like you played it safe. And I feel like no more. You're not playing it safe anymore. And so we have this shadow situation where you're stepping out of the shadow and into the light, and you're claiming this new position. I like this better, the flow that is coming in now. You like this position better. You enjoy this position better now in the light, even though it might sacrifice a few friends, even though it might have you have, can you say that? A couple of comments, a couple of snarky comments even, that you seem to think things. You seem to think things about yourself. You seem to be somewhat cold. Because that's what you will come across as when you're sort of stepping away. I think you're like by leaps and bounds, I think it's called, are so ahead of your maybe organization, maybe your group of friends, maybe your family members, that at times it feels like, you want to dig deeper into this, and you're stepping into the light of this. You're stepping into the lighter version of yourself. I haven't even addressed the number 18 there. So that it's a new beginning of infinity. And if you combine those two, it's number 9. So we're ending something. It's like when I hold my finger there, you don't even see the shadow side of you. If we're pointed to and it's right there. It's not like I'm doing that. It's right there. But me just pointing to this makes the shadow side go away. So if we focus on the new beginning for infinity, that's what's going to happen. You're going to stay in the light and you're going to be fine there. And then we have number 4, which I already sort of talked about. This is the feeling I get. It's a heart matter for you, and you're building a new foundation with this number 4. And that you are a bit bored, that it doesn't move faster. And it is that feeling of, please come on, everybody. Can we just move a bit faster? And then we have the Sun card. It's number 17. So it's sort of the number 8. It is a number 8 again, because 7 plus 1 equals 8. So it's the infinity sign again. But 17 is all about immortality. There's like a never-endedness to this. You tapped into something, Virgo, and you're just never gonna be able to go back. Again, if this is not spiritual for you, if it's very physical, it's like you tapped into this newfound place in terms of work, newfound place in terms of a relationship, of a friendship, of some health regime, something that you found that is so profound to you that you don't know what life was before this, and so you're stepping into this wholeheartedly. The sun has opened up, and there's no return, there's no way back. And it's not like, I don't want to scare you, like you can't get out of this. Of course you can, but you don't want to. It's like when you taste ice cream for the first time in your life. It's not going to be a time in your life where you haven't tasted ice cream, because now you tasted it. Okay. I'm going to move into the extended and see what I can find there. Very interesting reading. See what else is coming out. So if you feel drawn to that, the link is in the description box down below with the blue text. If this is where we part ways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye, Virgo.